for another opportunity to come your way once again. I promise to do this in my last video. Why God is limited here on earth. Why God is limited here right on the earth. Psalm 115 verse 15 to 16. The Bible says, the heavens and the heavens are the Lord, but the earth has He given to the sons of men. He owns it all, but He has given to man. The Bible rightly says that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. But all of those fullness, everything, He gave it to the sons of men. We have all it takes. He loves us so much that He holds nothing back, but He gave it all. And that is to say, in a way, God has limited Himself. Let me give you a perfect example. Like a landlord. But I love the way my father in the law put it. He said, house owner. They are not Lord. Some of them really behave as if they are Lord of the house, Lord of the land. That's why they call them landlord. When they give you a house, two of you come into an agreement. You fulfill all the tenancy rights. Pay the money. He hands over the keys of the house to you. The moment He hands over the keys of the house to you, from that very moment, as the tenancy count, you are the owner of that place. You are the one. If you claim to be Lord, you are now the Lord in that place. Any day He's coming to that house, He can't just barge into your gates. He will knock at the gates. It is when you open for Him that He can walk in. Even when He walks to your living room, He cannot even take His seat until you say to Him, Oga, sit down. Look at it. He can't walk into your bedroom. Who born Him? Can He try that? Except you give Him permission. Even when He wants to carry out major repairs in the house, He cannot just come in with His workers until He first of all take permission from you before He can carry out any repairs. That is how God equally has limited Himself as to do with the things of the earth. God, in a way, He limits Himself. Look at it when God said, I am tired of having Saul to be the king of Israel. I need a change. He spoke to Samuel. I am no longer interested in having Saul to be the king of Israel. I have a man, someone in my heart, who have appointed to be the king. Samuel did not just agree with God immediately. Samuel kept begging. He kept praying. He kept praying that God should change his mind. It got to a level that even God has to plead with Samuel. He says, Samuel, how long will you continue to mourn for Saul since I have rejected him from being the king over my people? That was when he was convinced. As long as he was not, David, the next king, remained in the wilderness. That is the man God wanted. But God did not just come and impose him until Samuel knew the plan God really had and said, come and submit. That was when he could walk away to go and anoint David to be the king of Israel. Even while Saul was still sitting on the throne, he anointed David to be the king. He took permission in a way. And watch the way God does these things. When it comes to Ezekiel, He said to Ezekiel, can these dry bones live again? Ezekiel said, Lord, thou knowest. Lord, thou knowest. God said, yes, I know. I know. But what is going to happen? Prophesy to these dry bones. Prophesy to the dry bones. And Ezekiel prophesied to the dry bones. And there was a movement. When God was talking, bones did not move. But when Ezekiel prophesied, he said, I prophesied as I was commanded. And as he did, a movement began. Bones began to move, joint to joint, bone to bone, when he spoke as he was commanded. God did not just go ahead and did it on his own. He needed a man. And that was why the Bible said in Ezekiel chapter 22 from 30 to 31, as much as God is endowed with all power and authority, he owns everything. He said, I sought for a man. I sought for a man who can make the edge. Someone who can stand in the gap. See how God is limited on it? He couldn't just go ahead and do it all. I sought for a man. Meaning you are important if you know who you are. God has a lot that he wants to do through you. Right here with your presence on earth. Make use of this great opportunity God has given unto man. And he said it. I sought for a man. May he found you. May you be available for him to use in a time like this. Elijah knew this. Elijah understood this. And that was why Elijah said, there's going to be no more rain for 3.5 years. He said, by my word. He didn't say God spoke to me in a revelation. By my word. And heaven was locked. Because Elijah understood this. How I wish you know who you are. How I wish you know what you are made up of. There's so much that you can do if you will remove those limits until God, heaven is authorized. If it's not authorized, God can do nothing on the earth until we authorize him, until we give him permission. That's when he can do. That's why we need to pray. That's why we need to call. Until we authorize him, he cannot do anything on the earth. Look at it as if he was taking permission from Zechariah. As if he was taking permission from Mary and Joseph. He said to Mary, he said to her that you are going to have a child. And this child that is coming is going to be the Messiah. He's going to save their people from their sins. And Mary said, how can this be? He said, only believe there shall be a performance. And it will be so. She believed. And it happened. Joseph was still wondering what to do. He went to talk to Joseph. Don't mind what is happening. I'm in control. Joseph said, come. And it happened. Before John the Baptist came, he went to Zechariah and made known his plan to Zechariah. And at the end, John the Baptist came. As if all these people were, as if God is trying to take permission before he can do. For sure, he won't come to the earth and just do anything he wants to do anymore. He has placed everything. Placed man to be in charge, to take control, to dominate, to oversee, to rule. The disciple came to Jesus. Teach us to pray, not teach us how to pray. Prayer is not taught in the classroom. Prayer is learned and practiced in the secret. Teach us to pray. Jesus said, when you pray, pray saying, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Went further to say, let your will be done here on earth as it is done in heaven. It is when you ask that you are going to receive. Prayer in a way is a form of command and demand. It's a form of command and demand. Thy kingdom come. Give us this day. Command and demand. That is how prayer looks like. So that is why he says, but he declared in his word, in Isaiah chapter 45 verse 11, he said, command ye me by my word. Command